You have the best chance of spotting the Northern Lights right here in Britain than you've had in the past 50 years, apparently.
Yes, it's a light show that originates in outer space, as Marty Jobson explains.
The coast of County Antrim is one of the most dramatic the UK has to offer. But I'm not here to admire the landscape. I've come here to Northern Ireland to see one of the most spectacular light shows on the planet. We've been watching the weather conditions for the best part of a year, until now, when we think that they're going to be just about perfect. Fingers crossed. The Aurora Borealis, or Northern Lights, is a natural phenomenon which lights up the night sky in an eerie array of colours. So how and why does it happen? Every now and again the sun spews out a huge gobbet of highly charged but tiny particles. It's called a coronal mass ejection, or a CME for short. And those charged particles race across space to the Earth. Now, the Earth has a magnetic field. It starts at the North Pole and goes out and around like that. And it starts here and goes around and down to the South Pole. Now, all those charged particles hit this magnetosphere, this magnetic force field around the Earth, and most of them just sort of bounce off. But some of them get funneled into the North Pole here. And when they hit the atmosphere, they give off this amazing coloured light display. And that's how we get an aurora. Astronomer and photographer McKenna has been aurora spotting here for the last 16 years, with amazing results. Right now the sun is approaching a solar maximum, where it pumps out even more energy than normal, producing more CMEs that can cause auroras.
Now is an excellent time to see them, actually, because at the moment solar maximum is due to peak in 2013, so between now and then there couldn't be a better time.
But I thought you had to be sort of way up north in Norway or the Arctic Circle or something.
Not at all. In fact, I know a lot of people who went up there looking for the aurora, never seen it, come back home, seen it from here.
When Martin's not outside scouring the night sky, he's indoors, glued to space weather websites. Satellites monitor the sun 24 hours a day and track activity on its surface, including coronal mass ejections, CMEs.
The space weather forecast, in a nutshell, would be that we have a CME heading our way, possibly several CMEs, and they're due to impact the Earth in the next couple of days.
To see an aurora, we'll need clear skies, so the Earth weather has to play ball.
For tonight, as the cold, the showers die away to leave a lot of clear skies, really, so watch out for the aurora. If you're lucky, you might catch a glimpse, but it's going to be bitterly cold. You'll need to wrap up warm.
As a long-term stargazer, Martin knows the best spots for seeing the Northern Lights. This is Ballintoy Harbour, one of the most northerly points on Northern Ireland's coastline.
It's really dark, there's no light pollution, we've got a flat ocean horizon to the north, which is just behind us, and the only thing in our way really is Scotland and the Arctic Circle, so we couldn't be at a better location.
Auroras are often possible to see with a long exposure on a camera, even if you can't see them with the naked eye. So Martin's got 2 cameras trained on the sky. If it's there, we'll catch it. The cloud of particles we're waiting for left the sun 3 days ago. It's got to make a journey of 150 million kilometres, and understandably, it's running late. It could happen any minute now. However hard I stare, the sky still looks black to me. But at last, just after 1 AM, we get our first sniff of success.
Can you make out those red beams? Several red vertical rays, about 100 kilometres high in the atmosphere. That's aurora activity further north. That's proof there's activity happening.
And just an hour later, when we string a series of images together in a time-lapse, there's a clear green glow moving on the horizon. An Aurora Borealis in the UK. Definitely worth a long wait out in the cold.
Absolutely.
It's exciting, isn't it? It is.
How can we see the aurora too, then?
Well, the first thing you have to do is you have to sign up to one of the Aurora watch websites.
Okay.
There's loads of them out there. You can find one, and they will let you know when aurora are going to happen.
But you don't have to. You won't be banned from looking at
No, I mean, we don't have to.
You're not in the club. Don't look.
But, you know, unless the solar weather is right and the weather outside is right, you're not going to see them. I mean, you can't just go out and see them. Then you want to be out from about 10 till midnight, somewhere north-facing. The further north you are, the better chance you have of seeing them. So
And you were saying that next week may be a good time?
next week, I believe, might be good. It depends what the sun does in the next sort of few days, but if it emits one of these huge sort of splurges of stuff that comes out to us, then we'll get some aurora.
And you've got to get your eyes ready for the dark. How do you do
Yeah, you need sort of good 20 minutes out in the dark before you sort of, you know, your eyes become accustomed to it. And no booze, no fags.
Carrots?
Carrots, well, yeah, but not in the eye.
Why no booze and fags? Tell us.
The booze and fags, they reduce the blood circulation to the back of your eyes, and that actually lowers your ability to see in the dark.
Okay, brilliant. Well, you're going to come back later to do this experiment
Yes.
when Vernon can eventually pull his hand up to the bowl of water.
Well, I've got a few things I need to set up first, but the
Okay.
experiment's nearly ready to go.
All right. You
Vernon
get
has had
off
his right hand in a bowl of water for the whole show, trying to make his